Hello, today I would like to talk about food production, especially how researching arboriums will change it eventually. So as you can see, in red here I pointed out the cases where farms produce zero food. In yellow I highlighted the places where the amount of farms and arboriums produce is the same. And in green you can see cases where a farm produces zero food and an arborium will make 4. So a really big gain here. As you also split them into different planets and of course different tiles, and you can immediately see that there are a lot of improvements in different planets. So for example, in the case of cities, you will have a massive improvement, although again that's probably a very niche case. More likely, in cases for example when you play as Lihalan or House Hawkwood, you will see a lot of improvement because you for example have a lot of deserts as Lihalan. And here's the thing, you may think that Kish and Pi, for example, would be the barren planets, like there's a ton of deserts there. That's not the case, it's actually a completely different tile set. I will show you how they look later. But yeah, as you can see in barren planets, you basically need arboriums if you want to actually produce any food there. But otherwise, when it comes, for example, to Kish and Pyre, they're actually normal planets, they just have a ton of deserts. So there is still a massive benefit to getting arboriums. And ice planets, the case is somewhat similar, because you generally just don't produce a lot of food there, so you will want arboriums too. Again, cities, similar case, but here the thing is that you don't really start on them, and you probably will have the technology once you get there. And in jungle, in case of jungle, it's not really that necessary, I would say. The thing is, sure, it is an improvement still, of course, but you probably already get quite a lot of food. And remember, in the cases where you have the yellow numbers, right, you don't really get any improvement at all. So places where you have a really good spot for a farm, it's actually not going to be a massive improvement if you change it into an arborium. But alright, now let me show you how the different tile sets look. So this is normal planet. As you can see here are some deserts, a bit of snow, it's quite diverse, but it's basically a bit of everything, pretty much what you expect from an Earth-like planet, I guess. Next up we have a city, so you can immediately tell away by the megacity structures, and the swamps are also an indication, but they will be useful later too. In the case of ice, the frozen oceans, and well, generally snow. The snow can be a bit deceiving because you can think maybe it's a normal planet, but if you take a closer look, I think especially in the forests and the frozen oceans, you should be able to tell them. Finally, we have jungles. They have the green mountains. The forest tiles are a bit different, but another thing, the swamps will also appear only on jungle planets. And finally, now let's get to the barren planet, and yeah, I was only able to find it in a randomly generated galaxy. I'm not sure if there are any in the historical setting, but here you will not get any food at all from farms. And as you can see, even as you see it, you will not mistake it for anything else ever again. Alright, it's quite short. But yeah, also the stats you see in the tables, they are based on the files from the game itself. So again, I'm not sure if all of these tiles actually appear, to be honest, but still, that's what the game files show, and that's what I placed here. I just changed it slightly because in the game files it's a bit different. It's like, well, it's basically the opposite of this. So it's like, it's a ocean tile, and then it tells the ocean tile in every planet, and I split it by planets. But yeah, I hope this will be helpful. Well, if you want to see more, like and subscribe. Bye!